Hey, I just remembered one more thing that I didn't share, which I think might be kind of helpful. In my research to try to figure out what was going on, I also studied a little bit about MS because some people were saying to me, hey, I think maybe you have MS. I think you have multiple sclerosis. And so when I researched about it, I found something really interesting, which had just actually been happening to me. So I went off all those things, and 6 months later, I was pregnant with our 7th baby. And soon into that pregnancy, I took my kids to the park one day, and it was windier than I had thought it would be, and it was colder than I thought it would be, and the cold wind triggered my TN. And we came home, and it only lasted about a day. Every other time before that, if I got triggered, the pain would be a good 2 weeks. That was standard every time. It was 2 weeks. But this time it was a day, and I was like, what? Wow, that's amazing. was that TN? It only lasted a day. Well, when I read this about MS, I read about the fact that MS goes into remission during pregnancy and why they think that happens. And the study that I read said that it was because a woman's body, when she is pregnant, has these substances circulating through her system that are there because they're circulating through the baby's system to form the baby's nervous system. And that those same substances actually help heal her nerves. And so that was a great blessing to me because I moved from being in pain for 2 weeks when I was triggered to being in pain for 24 hours. Actually, at this very time, it's more like not even a whole day. It's more like 3 or 4 hours if I get triggered. At that time in Arizona, it was more like that. It wasn't the horrible, excruciating pain of it wasn't even 3 or 4 hours because my husband helped me a lot, and he just put his hand on my face, actually, and he was able to stop the really, really bad pain, but then the lingering bits were only for a few hours. So I wanted to mention that because it's just a truth that actually being pregnant was a great blessing to me. I had another baby 5 years after that one. After my 7th, I had my 8th, and I didn't actually see a change in my TN from that pregnancy or something. I wondered, but it didn't. But that was okay. That wasn't why I got pregnant. But I just thought that was kind of cool. The other thing was that skin issue that I had. Some of you might actually also have that. And I know what it's called now. And I also know that it is linked to these other things. Lots of these illnesses are linked to one another. Like they're more common. If you have celiac disease, you're more likely to end up that you have this, that, or the other. This is one of those. Like you're more likely to have trigeminal neuralgia than not. I guess it's what I remember when I studied that was something like that. There's these things that come along with celiac disease. Trigeminal neuralgia happens to be one of them. Well, the skin one is too. It's called dermatitis herpetiformis, which is that your body, when it gets iodine, now this is key. When your body gets iodine, it takes it and uses the iodine to create the antibody to gluten. And that antibody actually attacks your skin. The antibody to gluten can attack you anywhere, but if you have dermatitis herpetiformis, it attacks your skin, and it will attack on one side of your body and then symmetrically on the other side. So that time that I had this here, it was symmetrically exactly here. I had it other times where it was like a little streak. They look like, for me, it looks like a little line of a scrape in my skin, but it almost like buzzes a little bit before it opens up to a scrape, and then it's just super itchy, and then it'll start buzzing on the other side. You're like, here it comes. And that type of thing, for me, usually those sores would last about 6 weeks. That's not the same for me anymore. My body is healing, and maybe some of it's over time, maybe some of it's the plexus. I don't know, because I've only been doing that for about 2 weeks, I think. But I accidentally, I shouldn't be getting any more relaxed about what I eat, I don't think. but I accidentally ate some food that I had given to my daughter that had just the normal sea salt on it, and I actually use Celtic sea salt that doesn't have iodine. The normal sea salt must have more iodine in it, just naturally, because it's not iodized or something. But I ate that, and sure enough, I got a sore here. It's the very same kind, and I actually started itching over on this side, but that side didn't open up. So never did. And this one only itched for a day, and then it was gone. So anyway, for some reason, there is this connection between what I eat and these illnesses, and if it's that way for me, I think it must be that way somewhat for some other people on this great big beautiful planet. And so I hope that what I've shared with you is helpful, and that you can feel good and not have those terrible itchy sores, and that you can get a little bit out of the pain and have some hope too that you can heal. And so that's it. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.